Hello and welcome, Angela Meiritz-Reid here, Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for joining me today. I'm making this card using the Hippest Hippos Stamp Set and coordinating dies. All the products I've used are available at my online store and will be listed at the end of this video. A PDF tutorial is also available via my blog, and I'll also pop the link in the description box below. To get started, I've got a polished pink card base, and it's just a standard New Zealand size, which is half of the A4 sheet. Just burnish the edge of that. And then next up, I've got just a piece of basic white, and it's 5mm shorter. Then I've die cut a circle out of that, and that's created that lovely little stitched edge. So I'll just bring my die cutting machine in and set it up and run it through. It's just over so I didn't want to pop that one in. It's about 1.5 centimeters from each edge, so just check that to make sure it's nice and even. So it's 1.5 or 6 from the top, and then same from each side. Just have to stand up and just slightly, it doesn't matter too much, but if you're wanting to get it exact, that's about right. That's it. So just run that through. Sorry, that's wobbling everything. Just got a couple of marks on it. My plate's getting a little bit discoloured. You can pop them through the dishwasher if you want to. Sometimes the plates sort of with the cuts, they get little bits of paper in, so just popping in them in the dishwasher cleans that out. So next I've got this layer here, which I've created by blending Night of Navy over this Barney blue square. So I'll just put some tape down here just so to keep it in place while I'm colouring it. Just saves having to hold it too much and worry about it moving around. And I've got Night of Navy ink. So I'm just going to go straight from the pad. Quite often I go here, but on this occasion I'm going to go straight on and start on the edges and work my way in. This does take a little bit of time, so you can fast forward me if you don't want to watch all this. But I just want to do it so you can see how it builds up. So just depending on the depth of colour you want, I'm just blending it in as you go. It will absorb into the paper over time, because if you look at this one you can't see any of the these sort of marks that are here now. And it doesn't have to be too perfect, because once you layer up everything over it, you won't be seeing it in its entirety. And the reason I've used Barmy Blue rather than just using a piece of Night of Navy cardstock is because I want to flick some water onto it, just to give it a look like it is a water background. think that looks okay. And so I'm just going to get that off, just give it a twist. It just pops off there. I'm just going to flick that with my water painter, just to give a little bit of, it'll just take the colour out a little bit. So just set that aside for a little bit to dry. And then I'm going to work on the little hippo. So I've got my stamp here, and I'm going to be colouring the hippo in with these blends. So I've got the Memento ink. I'm just going to stamp about there. And colour the hippo. So the only just other colour I've used besides the smoky slate ones is the light petal pink, and I'm just going to pop some little wee cheek circles here, just nice to try and get them as round as I can. And then what I did is just use the light colour and then coloured our little hippo. I'm using the small end because it's quite a small area, and just get a better control with that. And not going to see totally the whole hippo, so I don't need to colour it all in. So you see, probably go to about there. And same across his tummy, or her tummy. Might as well just do that, then I know it's safe with that. And then around his face, so I'll just go around the cheeks. And I can bring in the other end just to make it a little bit quicker. And the mouth is going to be covered up, so I don't need to worry too much about that. And then just to add a little bit of variation to the hippo, look like the lights shining coming from a direction. Just going to pop a little bit of the darker blends just on the edges. Just a bit around this arm. And the same I'll do around the ears. Just a little bit, just to add a bit of interest. Look like a bit of shading. And then around here. Just going to go right around the edge in here. And then what I want to do to blend that in, I'm just going to go over that edge with the lighter colour, and that will just blend it in a little bit. And this too will soak into the paper and blend a little bit more too. You can see it changing already, so it just adds a little bit of interest to the hippo. And then I've got the die for that. I'll just bring my mini one in this time, so these little bits will go through here easily. Does seem funny, doesn't it, just colouring part of the hippo. Quite. See, that's what happens when you fiddle too much, isn't it? It goes totally off skew. So celebration goes till the end of this month, so if you're wanting to get this super cute set, make sure you place it in order before the end of the month with me. That's the hippo done. So while we're here, I'll die cut these other bits and pieces. So I've got the boat. I'm going to do that in polished pink. And I've got the little splashes of water, and that is in balmy blue. And the snorkel and I'm doing in green apple green. And this is just, see, adhesive sheet. I'm just going to pop that on the back of the green apple green because these are so fine. Just make life a little bit easier to die cut them with that on, and then don't have to try and add adhesive to the back of them. See, that's moving slightly. Back in there. Sometimes it doesn't pay to have too many things on here, but I'm committed now. Right, so I'll pop that through again. See. There we go. Less haste, more speed, my nana would used to say. Our lovely little pieces. You could do that with the little water splashes too, put some adhesive sheet on the back, but I want to lift those up a little bit, so that's why I haven't done it with those. And then now I have added a little bit of window sheet. I don't know if you can see that tiniest little piece. Oh yes, it's catching the light, to the back of the snorkel, so it will give a little bit of a reflection and look like they're real, like you get them with the glass behind them. So I'm just going to stick that onto that bit of window sheet. And see, sorry, clattering around here. I'm just going to trim around the edge of that. You don't have to worry too much because of course it's clear, it won't show, but if you just run your scissors along the edge of that, the glasses there, it does that for you really as a guide. And got all our bits out, just that last that. Oh, and actually I've got the other thing I need to die cut are the clouds, so I'll bring that back again and do that now. these clouds are from the Give It a Whirl die set. There's some really handy little dies in there, including these clouds. There is another cloud too, actually. There are 3. So, what I want to do now too is stamp the Woohoo birthday wishes, so that if that is a complete disaster, not too much is done that I can't just redo one little sheet. And that is about there. Just make a bit of a, which is about 4 centimeters from the bottom. So what I've done is I've put them on straight, and this edge, so that this edge is, I can line it up on here. So I'll just stamped it and looked through to make sure it looks nice and well stamped. So about, let's come up about here. Doesn't matter too much, and then just give a good press down to transfer that ink. Yay, it's always a good thing, isn't it, when it stamps nice and straight and clearly. So this one here, birthday wishes, just going to run that along. Hopefully that's straight too. Yay. So that's good to go. And then what I want to do is adhere this sheet here, this little piece that's been coloured, to the back of here. So I'm just going to run my Stampin' Seal around the edge. You could glue it, or it could be another way of adhering it. But I wanted it not to move. I have to wait for it to adhere. So I'll get, I want to pop some dimensionals onto that. Get those nice and even and spread around. And then that onto my card base. Sure it's nice and straight and equal distance from each edge. And then it's a matter of popping this little creation together. So I've got my hippo. I'll just pop a couple of dimensionals on that. About here, and then boat is just going to cover that up there, so you won't see any of this bottom half. Just put some glue on that and put that there. And the clouds, they'll have some dimensionals on them as well. One about there, and here. So I think this will make a really fun kids card. I think that a child would like this. And these little splashes of water, to adhere those, I've used just glue dots. Just sort of rolled them up a little bit, pop them on the back. There. Hopefully you can see that. them. They can go, because they're going certain ways, so that one's heading that way, so we'll pop that going away. So lots of cool little elements, see it's sticking to me, in this die set. One up there. And then lastly we'll attach the snorkel. So I think what I'll do is pop this on first, take that backing off. That over the mouth and then take that along there so it's attached just to the side of the face. And now this, of course, we've put it on the window sheet, so there's no adhesive on it now. So I'll just pop a tiny little bit of glue around the edge, and thankfully it does dry clear, so if you get a little bit too much it's okay, because it is a tricky area to put some glue on. And then just going to tuck those up here. And that's it completed. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. It wasn't it looks more fiddly I think than it is. But thanks again, and hopefully see you again next week. Bye for now.